Hey VC, this is Tim with the University of Vinyl, back with a new video today. Going to be doing a contest entry for Rob from The Waxed. Rob is fairly new to the vinyl community. He is living in Los Angeles, I think Santa Monica to be exact, and he's in the film business, so it makes sense. And his contest is to celebrate hitting 100 subs. He's pushing 200 at the moment. I just checked. I think he's at 160, 170. So congratulations, Rob. It's a big milestone to hit 100 subs. You're well on your way to, let's say, 1,000 and more. Rob, if you don't know his channel, definitely check him out. I'm going to put a link in the description. He also had, I stumbled across this, a 2-hour interview, like an intro to the vinyl community. I'm going to find that video and drop that in as well. Rob has got a very sarcastic personality, which I love. We need more of that in the VC. He's a funny guy. And his contest, him working in the film business makes sense. So this contest is focused on movies, soundtracks, things like that. We're supposed to show at least 3 songs from albums that have appeared in different movies. Then we are supposed to show a soundtrack that we have in our collection. And then finally, we're supposed to show an album with the lead singer, someone in that band who has acted in a film with a sizable role, not portraying himself. So I actually have a couple examples of that I'm going to show. And let's get started. So one of my favorite kind of new age romantic mystery dark comedies was Foul Play. Foul Play was released in 1978. It was set in San Francisco. You've got Chevy Chase and, of course, Goldie Hawn in the lead role. And I think Dudley Moore had a very funny role in that film as well, if I remember correctly. But one of the main songs in that film, I think it started the film and it may have ended it, was Ready to Take a Chance Again by the one and only Barry. And I just happen to have Barry's Greatest Hits, which I think is a double LP. Yes, it is. And anyway, so there's number 1, Ready to Take a Chance Again, in the film Foul Play. So I guess it's the job of the person who's putting together the soundtrack to find those songs that have emotional impact at just the right place. So in 2012, I think it was 2012, Silver Linings Playbook, really good film, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. And Jennifer Lawrence had befriended Bradley Cooper, and there was a lot of romantic sparks happening. I recall that she needed a dance partner for some kind of a competition, and Bradley Cooper was the man on the spot. And at a key point when they were kind of getting to know each other, they were practicing a dance routine. Girl from the North Country comes on, and of course it was from Nashville Skyline. It was the Johnny Cash and Dylan duet, but really worked well right in that point in that movie. But that was from Silver Linings Playbook, released in 2012. Fantastic film. So one of my favorite films from the last 20 years was Lost in Translation. It was directed by Sofia Coppola. That may have been her debut film that she directed. She did a Virgin Suicides. I don't remember which came first. But, you know, this is a film from, I believe, 2003, 2004. It was released, set in Tokyo. Scarlett Johansson, which I think was her first major role, opposite Bill Murray. Bill Murray is a washed-up actor. He's come to Tokyo, I believe, to film some commercials for Suntory whiskey, did a little golfing as well, and just kind of a surreal, it had a really cool vibe, this film. And anyway, one late night in Tokyo, Bill Murray was out, I believe, with Johansson. They walked into a karaoke bar, and more than this, they did an incredible rendition. And of course, that appeared on Avalon by Roxy Music. Really good album if you can get that in clean condition. Anyway, Lost in Translation, directed by Sofia Coppola, Bill Murray, Scarlett Johansson. If you have not seen it, highly recommended. So I've got a soundtrack that I like to show. I've showed this before in a video, but that is the film from 1978. A little cheesy, a little dated, but look at the songs and the performers that were in this film. FM. There's 2 or 3 different Steely Dan songs on this album. This film came out in 1978, fairly forgettable. I kind of remember watching it on HBO. I think my parents had HBO at the time, and kind of remember this thing being on. Some of the songs on this soundtrack: Boston More Than a Feeling, Tumbling Dice, Linda Ronstadt, Boz The Lido Shuffle, Bob Seger, Night Moves. FM is, of course, the title track, Steely Dan, and they also had Do It Again. That's my soundtrack, FM. So in the early 2000s, there was a film called Duets, and Gwyneth Paltrow was the big star in the film, but her kind of co-lead, the male lead, was actually Huey Lewis. And Huey Lewis played this kind of down-and-out guy that entered karaoke competitions. And Gwyneth and Huey actually had a really nice duet on a Smokey Robinson song. I think it was "Baby Let's Cruise," if I'm remembering correctly. But Huey did not play himself. He played this karaoke singer, of course, that worked like a charm. Also starring Gwyneth Paltrow. But that was a film called Duets. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's not a bad movie. So in 1971, there was a guy from a very famous rock and roll folk duo who, after his band broke up in 1970, he went and took a couple of movie roles, both directed by legendary Mike Nichols, and one of those was Carnal Knowledge. Of course, I'm talking about Art Garfunkel. And Art Garfunkel was the co-male lead along with Jack Nicholson in that film, Carnal Knowledge, 1971. I actually need to watch it again. I haven't seen it in years and years and years, so I'm not even going to talk about the plot. But it is a highly regarded film from, I believe, 1971. Carnal Knowledge, directed by Mike Nichols, Art Garfunkel. I remember the 2-hour interview with Rob from The Waxed was from the channel The Vinyl Rundown. So I'm actually going to find a link to that video and drop it in the description. That's all I have today for Rob. Hey, congratulations. I told you I would do this. I like your channel, like your content. Keep going, keep it up. Everybody else, please check him out if you have not checked him out before. And congratulations for motoring on through 100 subs. And you're off to a great start. Take care.